Hello and welcome into the Centennial Center alongside Ben Carago. I'm Luke Winstall. Thank you all for tuning in for part 2 of our doubleheader here. Georgia College taking on Lander. Ben, what should we expect here? This one should be much more competitive than the women's game beforehand.
Yeah, for starters, if the playoffs were to end today, this would be the matchup. If the tournament were to start today, Lander would be the 3 seed and we would be the 6 seed. But more overall, Jordan Thomas is the key for this for us because even though he had a 2 for 10 outing from 3, but that 1 3 that mattered is the one that did us over. So and he's also eclipsed 500 points for the season. But more so than that, I think it's just limiting turnovers and just playing smart basketball. Whatever we've been, like the same things we've been doing for the last 2 games have helped us. It's just capitalizing on that as well. Yeah.
Who would you say outside of Jordan is your player to watch today for Georgia College as we have the last home game and get ready for tournament time here in Centennial?
I think Justin Cave, because as the trend has gone on in our wins, he's come alive from 3 or whenever we needed him most. The shots have always rained in and just given that boost to the crowd that we needed. Just even capitalizing on that and a lot more production. Even Chris Parks has stepped up and been consistent over the last few games.
For Georgia College, overall, they've had a tendency to play to the strength of their opponent. They play good teams really well, bad teams very poorly. Today they're playing the number 3 team in the conference. We're looking for an uptick in their production today, taking on Lander. When you look at this matchup, what's the first thing we need to be watching?
Deion Berrien on Lander. He's averaging a little bit over 15, 16 points or so, and it kind of piles on that. I know they also have Isaiah Alston on their other side, and it's just their 3-point production. They lead the conference in threes, and they also are on a 2-game win streak, so they could also still improve having Augusta ahead of them, so they might be in contention to try to find another way to move up where their first round team that they pull out might be easier. And I think just for them it's just business as usual and try to take away a win from us. But we played really well at home, so ending on a high note and leading us into tournament time would be major.
Thank you, Ben. I'm Luke Winstall. More halftime coverage here around the corner featuring Scott McLeod, the Hall of Famer. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
And we welcome you back as we get set for men's contest action as the Bobcats take on the Lander Bearcats. GC at 9-9, finally getting into 500 in Peach Belt Conference play after a couple of straight wins. Of course, Saturday was the most exciting one we've had here in a long time.
Most definitely, and it took a lot of heroics there from Jordan Thomas to put Georgia College over the edge in that game against UNG. We talked about them being evenly matched teams the whole game, and it turns out Jordan Thomas was the only difference, having that one electric player that can pull you through and make a shot at the end when you need it most. Great highlight, and Scott, great call.
Lander was a winner earlier this season back on the 29th of January, 76-70. Close ball game with 90 seconds to play, down by a couple, but then Lander hit some 4 free throws in the final minute and a half to stretch out that lead to 6 finally. GC shot only 36% from long range. Jordan Thomas with 18 points, Justin Cave with 17. So the 2 leading scorers that you would think did the job against Lander, we got to have more of that tonight.
Cave in the first half of the season and the 2019 portion was all right. The 2020 Justin Cave has been him fulfilling his potential and being the guy that we knew he could be. Now heading into the conference tournament, we're getting close. That'll be on March 4th. We've got this home game and one away game. And then that's it. So Cave has been peaking at the right time. It's been huge for this Georgia College team with the production he's been providing lately.
Yeah, he's averaging a couple more points a ball game in the conference contest than he has overall for the entire season. So he's stepping up at the right time and helping out Jordan Thomas with his scoring. You got Chris Parks averaging in double figures as well. We need to see more improvement offensively, I think, from him tonight.
He had a really good run. I think it was the month of January where he looked like he was just going to bully everybody and be this confident version of himself. Now he's kind of backed off of that. He hasn't had as good of performances. He's had games where he's turned the ball over, bad field goal percentages, games where he's been a no-show in the first half. He's been okay. I make it sound bad, but he's had some points where in this season he hasn't looked very good in this February month. So we're looking for more out of Chris.
Lander coming in at 19-7. They're 13-5 in the conference. They're tied for third place. So an important couple of ball games for them here down the stretch.
It's huge for Lander. They're an aggressive team. They're good at rebounding. They do have several shooters. Their forwards slash and get inside well. Overall, they're a pretty well-rounded team. That's why they're number 3 in the conference. I talked about it with Ben, and the fact that Georgia College plays up and down to whichever opponent they have is encouraging in this type of game. To see, okay, Lander can bring it, but Georgia College is going to come out firing here. They haven't started off games too well, but that's my key to today, is not get down early and have to claw back.
Bobcats against the Bearcats coming up in just a minute or so, and we'll step away and get you set for the national anthem and the starting lineups here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
We're clear.
Well, it is senior night, but no seniors to celebrate and salute, so that'll be over with in a hurry, right?
Over before it even started.
That's right. We'll have a lot of seniors next year. And we'll get the starting lineups for you in just a second, as we'll get the anthem first. GC at 12-14 overall, as we said, 9-9 in the conference. Here at the Centennial Center, they're 5-4. Lander has gone 6-5 in road games. Here's the national anthem. Playing of our national anthem means it's time for the starting lineups now, and Luke Winstall's got them for us.
We'll start with the visiting team, Lander University. They come in 19-7, 13-5 in the Peach Belt Conference out of Greenwood, South Carolina. Their first starter is number 3, Elijah Alston, senior guard and forward. Number 11, Dion Berrien, junior forward. Number 12, LeRaymond Spivery, junior guard. Number 23, Sydney Robinson, junior guard. And number 40, Deshundre Rucker, junior forward. For Georgia College, 12-14, 9-9 in the conference. The Bobcats have Chris Parks at forward, a sophomore, 6'5". Jordan Thomas, a junior guard. Wesley Simpson, a sophomore guard. Brandon Thomas, a redshirt freshman guard. And Justin Cave, a junior guard.
Thank you, sir. As we get you set for an important ball game for the Bobcats, they have already clinched a spot in the Peach Belt tournament with that win on Saturday in overtime over the North Georgia Nighthawks. But they'd like to see if they could move on up maybe another notch, get into 5th place or so.
That would be huge for Georgia College. It would likely help you avoid playing Lander again, which, depending on what we see today, may or may not be a good thing. We know this team has competed against Lander at a high level before this season. They weren't able to pull out the win, but being at home now with that advantage, how much will that come into play today?
You got Lander coming in, tied for 3rd with USC Aiken, both at 13-5. It'll be Rucker in the midcourt circle for the Bearcats, going up against Chris Parks. Bruce Benedict, our lead official, going to put the ball in the air, and we are underway. Very bright colored shoes for the Bearcats. Do not adjust your sets. They are orange, and they are yellow, and they are blue. They zip it in the left corner. Baseline jumper won't go. Rebound gathered and then bobbled out of bounds, but tipped out by the Bearcats. So Georgia College will get their first possession, and we'll go against a little bit of a pressure. It'll be Simpson in the backcourt trying to get it across the timeline.
Well, today in the lineup for Georgia College, you have Brandon Thomas instead of Richard Crawford. Will be something to watch with Brandon. He's a good shooter, good role player, generally one of your top bench scorers on the team, but now inserted at wing in the lineup.
He had 9 points against the Bearcats in the first matchup, and Chris Parks knocks down the first shot of the contest.
Well, Parks was our guy to watch today, and he's getting off to a good start. It's a pretty good matchup for him down low. He should be fine on the offensive side.
Off to Spivery, excuse me. Got to add an extra R. Back outside, he'll take the 3, and wow, that was nice. 19th three-pointer for the young man from Lordale, Mississippi.
He's not really known as a three-point shooter. He's incredible on the left side. The pull-up jumper, that three-pointer came from the left. He drives left. He favors that left side to the rim, very much so.
Justin Cave going to try and take it. Now he'll kick it back outside. Brandon Thomas's 3 comes up short. Cave clears it, though.
Parks has a great matchup down low.
JT with his first shot. Missed it strong, and they'll get the rebound by Rucker. Rucker at 6'5" out of Greenville, South Carolina, not Greenwood, the home of these Bearcats. There's a drive across top of the circle. Elston's shot no good. Ball knocked around. Rucker recovers it. They'll dribble out of trouble and take the medium range jumper and miss it. They'll get another offensive rebound by Alston.
Back-to-back shots with not a single player boxing out for Georgia College.
One-on-one, Robinson. Now here's a jumper for 3. It won't go down. Another offensive board. My goodness, Berrien got that one. And a whistle and a foul on the floor on GC. And Coach Gaines says, I'm doing a line change here as Jordan Thomas gets his first foul of the game.
He has seen enough.
Nobody's playing defense. Nobody's getting any defensive rebounds. And they are heading to the bench.
I think he called everybody up as soon as that third offensive rebound happened. He said, guys, get out there. That's too much. Easy
put in by Rucker on the inbounds play over Austin Sloan, and it's a 5-2 lead. Lander with a 5-0 run.
There's no way a team should have the ball for over a full minute in one possession.
Decker, James, Crawford, Koneman, and Sloan on the floor for GC now. As a 5-for-5 swap by Coach Gaines will lob it to Koneman off his fingertips. gathered in by Dion Berrien from Augusta. Berrien skids to a stop. Back outside. Robinson's three is going to rattle home. And it's an 8-2 lead Lander with 3 minutes gone by.
Well, they do have some good shooters. It helps open up their offense. They're a balanced team inside, outside. They're very well put together, and right now the outside's working. But they are able to go inside, which we've not seen really any of yet.
Probably the best shooting team in the Peach Belt at 48.5% from the floor. Koneman, three from the corner, no good. Sloan can't get the rebound. Rucker outreached him for it. They'll push it ahead, drive inside the arc, and kick it around to Spivery, the junior from Mississippi and Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Got a teammate on the squad as well. This is Robinson. And the Charleston native puts it up and missed it. They get a rebound again, another offensive board. That's about 4 or 5 now, maybe more than that already. Starters will come back in at the next dead ball. Jumper up short, rebound by Decker. Crawford pushes it ahead to Koneman, waits for the traffic and has it blocked anyway by Rucker. And the ball grabbed in by James and then lost and then recovered again. Koneman from the corner. His three won't go. And a follow-up good by A.J. James. All 6'1" of him skying up there, knocking it down, and he's fouled by Berrien. And it will be a follow-up free throw for A.J. when we return. The under-16 timeout. You're on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. So Lander got down 2 and then rolled off 8 unanswered points before the Bobcats were able to get a bucket by A.J. James, and that's where we're at 8-4.
No doubt, this timeout's much needed for Georgia College. On the end here, shooting free throws with A.J. James. Him and Brandon Thomas to me are fun to watch rebound because they track the ball really well. And they have very good vertical jumps to go up and snare the ball and secure it for Georgia College. They'll need that rebounding today because Rucker, early on, we're just over 4 minutes in, he's been giving the Bobcats some trouble. He's not on the floor right now, which will be good for GC as they put in Chris Parks at the post position. But Rucker has given Georgia College some problems. He is a very important player.
A.J. 4 of 9 at the free throw line this season, and he missed it. So down to 40% for the freshman from Bowman, Georgia, up in Elbert County.
The shooting is the biggest part of his game that needs to improve. Inside, 5'10" feet, he's great. Outside, he's unproven.
Jumper straightaway 3, rattles and falls. And Berrien knocked it in, and Gaines says, let's stop and talk about it. We're going to get Brandon Thomas back in as all the starters are on the floor again for the Bobcat men. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. They put Tyler Brevard in the ball game. Also saw DeJuan Moorer. He had 19 points against the Bobcats in the first matchup between the two teams back in January. They got a lot of height out there, a lot of length that the Bobcats are going to have to try to contend with.
One of those teams that's long and good shooters, and that is a recipe for success in any level of basketball. It's kind of a new age basketball team type where your defense is long and you stretch out the floor really well. They play a fun brand of basketball.
Into the right baseline. It's Parks going to go down the baseline, put it up really too strong, and it's out of bounds off the Bearcats. Drew Richards is in his first year as the head coach of these Bearcats. He comes to Lander after several years as the assistant at UNC Pembroke, and he helped lead the team to 3 straight NCAA appearances. So he knows success, and the right hand of Coach Miller up there at Pembroke.
He's done especially well considering he inherited all of these players, and he's making it work at this high of a level.
Long bomb, no good by Simpson. As the shot clock was winding out, Lander with a 7-point lead and make it a 10-point lead as Berrien drills it, and Gaines calls another timeout. He'll have 2 timeouts remaining for the whole game. He is not happy with the way the Bobcats are playing defense right now.
I don't blame him. He's trying to prove a point.
Yep. It was a quiet 7-point lead, and it looked like you still in the ball game, and then all of a sudden Berrien loads it up and drops it down with his 23rd three-pointer of the year. He's their leading scorer at 13.6 points a contest.
Yeah, the game plan execution's been very bad defensively, because you know they don't game plan to give up threes to a team that might be the top 3-point shooting team in the conference. Execution's been very poor, and coach is going to throw in everybody off the bench until somebody gets it right.
Yeah, Lander, in addition to the great overall field goal percentage, shoots 39.5% from long range.
Yeah, it's incredible.
JT across the timeline, picked up by Brevard. Dribbles out in the logo. Gets it off to Justin. Now here's Richard Crawford. Crawford at the point guard. 7 to shoot. Here's Brandon Thomas. Gets it inside to Chris Parks. Negotiates his way in there and got fouled in front of the bucket. That's on Alston.
Been keeping an eye on Chris Parks the past couple of plays. He's been positioning himself well down low and doing well to get matchups that favor him with his bigger body and his frame, with an ability to turn, but he's not been finishing very well. That time he got fouled, so it's okay.
Right.
But there were 1 or 2 where finishing's got to get a little better. He was really good with the finishing in January, but it hasn't been there.
I think that was the big part that you were talking about in the pregame. That's why his February has been so poor. He just hasn't been able to close things out. And we have a foul. No, it's on the end line, out of bounds to Georgia College. The Bobcats trying to claw back into this one with 14 minutes to go. They'll get starter Spivery back in, replacing Alston. Man-to-man pressure. They'll get it in to the Bobcats, to Justin Cave, and now off to Jordan Thomas. Player of the week in the Peach Belt Conference in men's basketball. Also the Bobcat Athlete of the Week this week for JT.
Pretty easy choice, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Averaged 27.5 points a game.
3 ball, Justin Cave. Yes, sir. Justin hammers in his 54th of the year. And the Cats back within 5, trying to get another stop at this end.
Cave has been the biggest piece in making this team a tournament team and a top 6 seed.
Spivery gets it inside, and a foul called as Moore got the shot off, but a hand grabbed him. And that is on JT. That'll be 2 on him. So Bobcat leading scorer in foul trouble early on. And this is DeJuan Moore at the line out of Pensacola, Florida. He's another product of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. 73% free throw shooter, came up awry on that first one. Trying to get his first point of the contest, and he does. Midcourt to Brandon Thomas across the press. Crawford now to Justin Cave. Back to Crawford. GC down by 6. Justin for 3, it's short. Robinson with a rebound. Senior from Leesburg, Virginia. A lot of junior college products on this roster for Coach Richards this year. Spinning, shooting, and scoring, and fouled was Rucker.
He's given Georgia College some problems today. He's got a very good skill set. His build's pretty nice. He isn't quite a Chris Parks type, but he has filled out his frame very well. He's agile. I've noticed some good footwork out of him too. He's a pretty complete player.
Got him at 6'5" and 210. And he's short on the follow-up free throw and almost rattled into the Bearcats' hands. So the lead back up to 8 after GC had whittled it down some. We'll leave it for Crawford, from Crawford to Cave rather. Parks looking, can't get the back door. Now he's going to put it on the floor, working on Rucker. Shot clock at 10. Crawford works it left side to Cave. Got his man in the air, dumps it down to Brandon. Back outside, Cave with a 3 ball. No! And Brevard taps it to himself.
Cave's first one looked great, but that one didn't quite have his feet set in line.
Brevard drives, pushes it outside, 3-pointer away, won't drop. Offensive rebound, held ball, and Georgia College will get the basketball on the alternating arrow. GC will change out. Deckard, Sloan, and Simpson, along with Koneman on the floor for GC. Wesley Simpson, 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists against the Bearcats in the first matchup. Drops it inside to Koneman. Koneman working on Rucker, short on a little baby hook. Tried to tie up Rucker, and Rucker just bulleted away from him. Spivery off the left side. Cross-court pass, lob to Brevard. Free throw line jumper by Rucker. No good, but then a tip in by Spivery as Sloan could not get the defensive board.
It's been the biggest difference. Second chance points and rebounds here today. Georgia College has to do better, limiting Lander to 1 possession.
JT gave up the ball, but I think somebody reached in and grabbed him. And we'll get our under 12 timeout. Got a push, actually, according to Bruce Benedict. No, it is a hold. I thought he was motioning a push, but it is a hold.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a borderline call there, but they gave it to JT.
So Georgia College will get the basketball and have it when we come back here in just a little bit, as the Bobcats are the under 12 marker here, trailing at 19-9. Part of the American Cancer Society and a Relay for Life, as you see on the placards by the Bobcat players and cheerleaders and the Sassy Cats as well. And we thank them for participating and helping out the American Cancer Society tonight. So Georgia College down by 10 again and trying to battle back against Lander. It's a want-to situation here, and right now Lander wants it more than the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's been an unflattering beginning to the game from Georgia College. Shot making's not been good, and defensively they've kind of fallen back into some of their old ways.
JT off the left side. Koneman dribbles out of trouble. Back off to Simpson. Wesley with 10. Lobs it low for Koneman. Catches, puts it off the window. Missed it short. Sloan battles for the ball. Knocks it into the third row. Out of bounds to GC. And the Bearcats will get some new players in as Berrien returns. Robinson on the floor as well. Cats inbound from the corner to Sloan. Back off to Jordan. Long 2 won't go. Rebound by Koneman. Boy, did he get up there for that one, and he rolls it in.
Koneman finally being rewarded for putting together some good moments here throughout this game. He's gotten open a few times and made a few plays rebounding-wise. Good for him to get that first shot and get on the board.
Robinson gets it inside to Rucker, who pitches it back out. And a 3-ball is good by Brevard, his 26th three-pointer of the year, transfer from Erskine.
The three-point percentage has been off the charts today. You don't expect them to sustain it, but for Georgia College, you have to execute better and run them off the three-point line.
Contest those shots a little better as we've been doubled up on the scoreboard here, 22-11, midway through half number 1. Simpson with 4 to shoot. Koneman lost the handle on it, taps it around, and it's gathered in by the Bearcats. They'll explode. That's Robinson. Then he got cut off by Simpson. Bobcats have gone to their 1-3-1, I think. Way outside, and hello from the parking lot. Tyler Brevard with his second three-pointer.
Scott, they can't miss today, and that's an open three because he's taking it 5 feet behind the line and still knocking it down.
Blythewood, South Carolina native, makes it a 14-point lead and a hold at the other end on Lander.
It's just been their day.
Yes, it has. Sometimes you just cannot do anything about it. Kadran Kabzaro will come in out of Romania. His first report for the day for Lander.
And for Georgia College, you want to space out the floor here. It's getting too constricted in the middle.
GC has to trigger it out all the way into the backcourt. JT took a quick look at the shot clock, gets it off to Cave. Simpson back to Jordan with 9 seconds, launches a three, and it's off the mark. And it's out of bounds off the Bobcats.
I like that move from Jordan, the jab step to give yourself a little room to shoot, creating your own shot. Just missed it. It's been 2 teams today, one shooting really well from 3 and the other having a hard time kind of buying a bucket from beyond the arc.
Get it across the timeline on the press, get it inside, shot up, and just rolled off. They fight for and get an offensive rebound, and then a foul on GC. Koneman a little over-aggressive.
The rebounding has just been bad today for Georgia College. It's got to improve. You can't have an offensive board on half of the possessions here.
Yeah, and they've been getting plenty of second chance opportunities because of the offensive rebounds.
When you're shooting that well,
yeah,
that results in a 14-point lead.
It's all Lander's way right now. Plenty of time left as GC's got to mount a comeback here. Nice drive into the basket by Sidney Robinson. He just accelerated off that left side and blew past the Bobcat defenders.
It was a great first step. He beat his defender in one step and then just flew right by a wide open shot. Perfect execution from Robinson.
16-point lead now. Bobcats have been outscored 12-2. Maybe even more than that. No, I think it's 12-2 run. Koneman knocked it out of bounds. GC will make some more changes, get Chris Parks back in and Brandon Thomas. And Hunter Norman reports for the first time today. The redshirt freshman from Kennesaw and North Cobb Christian, I'm sorry. Brevard will bring it into the forecourt. Stretch it out on the wing, back around the left side to Brevard. To a cutting Alston. His three is too strong, but they get another offensive rebound. Free throw line jumper by Robinson won't fall. Finally, a defensive board. Brandon Thomas stuck his nose in there and got it, and then Norman had his pocket pick. Here comes Robinson for a breakaway and got it.
Robinson's a really smooth player. Defensively, does a great job getting low. I like his stance a lot. He's a player that can go toe-to-toe with Jordan Thomas, and he did for a couple of minutes earlier on.
Ball knocked away, another steal. Here's Robinson again. He missed the layup, rather. And then a putback by Brevard. And Gaines is going to use his next to last timeout of the entire game.
Well, they're kind of getting run out of the gym here.
Yep, it's a 20-point lead. They are just not here tonight.
We've only played 13 minutes, not even.
It's a 12-0 run by Lander.
Didn't see this coming.
No. Especially with as much that's on the line down the stretch here. Then you got to go to Augusta on Saturday, and Augusta is the number 2 team in the conference at 14-4. They are at home against USC Aiken. That should be a good one, as Aiken was tied for 3rd with this Lander team.
Scott, could we get a check on the last time Georgia College scored?
Yeah, that's a good idea. It was way back at the 10:48 mark. So it's been 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So it's just been a nightmare. And it just continues to get deeper and deeper and deeper. And Gaines has been putting in every combination he can think of, trying to get these guys going again.
He's been subbing, he's been calling timeouts. I mean, I'm not sure what else he can do from a coaching perspective. I know he's got a game plan that they're trying to execute. He's pulling every move possible, and it hasn't worked. It's not on him. It's just been a combination of a lot of things just not going right for GC to begin. It's not insurmountable, but down 20 in the first half is about as bad as it gets most of the time.
And you got to tip your cap to the bad guys sometimes. They're just shooting the lights out.
Oh, gosh, they look great.
The rebounding has been phenomenal for them. In terms of the board work, they are doing a great job all year long and very aggressive on the boards. Jumper up by Brandon Thomas. Finally a bucket. Almost 4 minutes between baskets for the Bobcats. Alston accelerates and got pummeled by Justin Cave. No doubter there on a foul. Fourth team foul on GC. And that'll put Elijah Alston at the free throw line. He's a transfer from Piedmont College. A native of Brunswick, puts it up and in. So another Georgia guy who got away. 84% free throw shooter. One of the few to start all the ball games for the Bearcats this season. And he'll drop both of them down, and it's back to a 20-point lead. Bobcats trying to get something going offensively. Go with a high post to Parks. Tries to get around Cobzaro, and was fouled. He'll be on the floor, I believe.
Correct. Good aggressive move from Chris there. I like that a lot. That's him looking like Chris Parks for sure, looking like himself.
Cobzaro with his first foul. Team foul number 5 for the Bearcats. We'll get it into Thomas out between the circles to the other Thomas on the near sideline. JT across the top of the circle, split 2 defenders and floats it in. Maybe that'll get him going. First bucket of the contest for Jordan Thomas, and it comes about 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many times do you go 13 minutes without JT scoring? That's been a big piece of the offense missing for Georgia College. He hasn't really had the opportunities, though.
Lander putting the clamps on the Bobcats' leading scorer a little bit, and there's another good defensive board by Brandon Thomas. He went up strong to get that one. Simpson, jab step, 3, good. Back-to-back buckets by the Bobcats, getting them off the deck a little bit.
Things have been much better after that last timeout. Starts with JT, and then Simpson's got to build off of it.
Robinson throws it away. Justin Cave just stepped in there and grabbed it. Ahead to West, stops, pops, and it won't drop. Rebound battled for. Brandon Thomas almost had it. Wesley Simpson just got bull rushed.
Not a bad job by him getting set there, but just not quite good enough acting to get the call.
Robinson holds on a high post pass now to Berrien. Turns to face the basket. Comes inside. He threw his shoulder into Justin Cave. And so Berrien will get his second foul.
Cave has had a bit of a tougher time with Berrien today. think it's a little bit of just the body size, but it was good on that play to draw the foul.
Bobcats down by 15. Chipping here as we get across midcourt, and there's a foul. Silly foul right at the midcourt line by Robinson. And that will put him over the limit. So it's bonus time now. Coach Drew Richards just standing over there with his head tilted like, why did you do that? Here's Simpson at the stripe, 77% for the sophomore from DeLand, Florida. And he drops in the first free throw. Graduate, though, of Union Grove High School here in Georgia. Originally, he, as a freshman, was listing McDonough as his hometown, but changed it to DeLand. So West knocks in both.
Being in the bonus this early, you've got 5 minutes left in the half. That'll be a nice way for Georgia College to try to be able to come back. It allows you to be more aggressive as well. The more you attack, the more you'll be rewarded.
Bobcats with a 2-game winning streak on the line. Same for the Bearcats. Bearcats working around the perimeter against the Bobcat zone. And Cave deflects it. Oh, Bobcat bench thought it was off Lander. Brevard checks in for Alston. Shot clock down to 4. Have to get it in a hurry. Almost, yep, he got a 5 count. The official was counting right there. And the turnover gives the ball back to Georgia College.
And having to throw it into the backcourt as well shows how good of a job Georgia College did defending there. With 4 seconds on the shot clock, they wouldn't have gotten a quality shot off anyways.
Indeed. Off to Jordan. Thomas can't find any room out there. Lob it for Chris, catches and missed it. Stick back no good. Parks has just been off most of the night. Rolling, driving layup by Robinson. The lead back to 15.
Lander's done a good job responding to that last run from Georgia College where they hit some shots and forced some turnovers here. The momentum swinging back in the direction of Lander.
Jordan working one-on-one, takes it into the paint, and his 12-footer drops.
In a one-on-one matchup, there's not many times Jordan Thomas is not going to be able to get a bucket at will.
Spivery got around Simpson, but then pulls it back out. They're content to work some time off the clock with a big lead here in the first half. Robinson scoops and scores.
Impressive finish. You saw Brandon Thomas set up. Thomas showed early. He's trying to take a charge. Good adjustment on the play to score.
Robinson did not score against the Bobcats in 3 minutes against us back in January. Gets a bucket there. Parks, turnaround jumper, in and out.
How about that pass fake from Wesley Simpson? No one open in the corner, but drew a guy over to find Parks open.
We get under 3 minutes to go, and the Bobcats, trailing by 15, need a stop. Double high post, side-by-side high post. They'll swing it right side to Spivery. Back up top, Moore.
A lot of their offense doesn't have anybody stationed in the lane, and they've out-rebounded Georgia College like crazy today.
Long 3 by Brevard is no good. It's out of bounds off Lander. And we've got our under 4 timeout finally with 2:28 to play. GC trailing by 15. Back in a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Final 2:28 of the first half, and Georgia College was down big by 20 a couple of points ago, but now whittled it a little bit. And every once in a while you get it down to 13, and then all of a sudden Lander just stretches it back out again.
So we've been seeing Lander's done a great job responding well to Georgia College. This GC team is too good not to go on runs and give you a run for your money, especially as they get more comfortable and more settled in the game. But for Lander, they have responded every time. They've had the depth to do it. They can go to their bench, and they've gotten great production and continued great shooting from them today.
Richard Crawford comes around right side, gives it up to JT with 5 to shoot. Justin. Jordan got his man in the air, and a reach-back foul.
That's a bailout for Jordan Thomas. Look, 1 second on the shot clock. He would not have been able to get a shot off or a good shot off. Bailout. It's good to send him to the line here. It's the advantage of being in the bonus.
Team foul number 8, first of the night on Sydney Robinson. Thomas at 79.5% at the line this year. The junior from Conyers and the freshman of the year a couple of years ago will line up a second one, and it's too strong. Brevard gets the rebound, pushes it ahead now to Spivery, and he'll dribble away. Rucker at the top of the circle to Robinson, inside, more easy. Way too easy that time. He's their leading rebounder, has about 10.5 points a game, and got 2 right there.
Made it look simple working on Koneman. Koneman's had a tough time defensively today. I know they're making him work a lot down there.
Lob it into JT, and JT will put it up, and it popped out. He was right underneath the cone when he put the shot up. Tried to angle the body to get the extra. And it's tipped and saved by Moore.
The Bobcats have had some of their best players today, just missing simple shots and sometimes just getting unlucky. I think Parks has gotten unlucky. JT's gotten some unlucky bounces here.
3 ball away. Hopped out of there on the shot by Spivery, and a foul on the rebound. It's a push on Brevard, and so we'll go to the north end and shoot 1 and 1. That was the 9th team foul in the half on Lander. And it'll be Thomas at the line again. Jordan had shot 117 free throws prior to his first 2 efforts here. And he drops in the first to buy the bonus. He had 18 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals against Lander first time. Second one on the way, in and out again. So 2 for 4 at the line for Thomas, and there's a steal, and Cave got blasted. And we'll go to the free throw line after the foul charged to Moore.
Yeah, Cave got destroyed going in there, but regardless now, for the final 51 seconds, it'll be double bonus for Georgia College and an automatic 2 free throws. Cave at the line should be good. It's bizarre for Jordan Thomas to have missed multiple free throws in the first half of a game.
He responds so well to the pressure. And that one came up just a couple of inches short for Justin Cave. 81% at the line for Justin.
The team at the line has not been strong today with A.J. James missing some and Thomas and now Cave.
Justin puts that one down. The lead is 14. Lander explodes, gets it ahead to Robinson, and an offensive foul. Koneman. No, wait a minute. Are they not calling an offensive foul?
I'm not 100% sure that Koneman was perfectly set on that play.
Bruce Benedict will change the call and put it on Koneman. That'll be 2 on Christian. He was going to whistle a charge, and then the outside official pressed the issue and changed it into a foul on Koneman. So it's Robinson at the line, 8 for 13 for the entire year for the Frederick Community College transfer.
I think for Koneman, I think it was his left foot that he didn't quite have down. That's why he didn't get that call.
Second free throw, short, but they got a board. Koneman tied him up, a no whistle, and a put up by Spivery missed. GC clears it. Simpson to Cave, spots up for a three and missed it. Fight for the rebound, won by Cave, and then a block by Rucker. GC pushes it back out. Richard Crawford underneath. Wesley rolls it in. We finally got one to fall from 2 feet.
It took some time. Georgia College doing some good work on the offensive boards there to get Simpson a quick, easy shot. Rucker, on the other hand, he's been a problem. That rim protection's good down there from him. He's making it tough in the lane for Georgia College today.
Coach Richards calls a timeout here in the waning seconds of the first half. It will be Lander's ball when play resumes. And GC trying to keep it within 13 in the final 8 seconds. It has not been a pretty first half for the Bobcat men. Similar to most of the night for the Bobcat women, as they fell by 49 points to the nationally ranked Lander Bearcat team. GC will back up defensively. Now they're going to bring them up into the forecourt, or the backcourt, I should say. Triggered in to Spivery. Spivery dumps it ahead. Robinson for three, no good. They get an offensive rebound, of course, and score at the horn, of course. It was just that kind of a first half for the Bobcat men. A great offensive rebounding effort by the Bearcats in the first 20 minutes. And then they add to it with second chance opportunities and scores. And they lead by 15 at the break.
Lander's been spectacular. Now, offensively, we talk about their shooting, but on the defensive side, they've been able to get it done. They've given Georgia College problems. They've made the court feel small, and the three-pointing for GC has just been off. So the combination of the good defense and the poor shooting for Georgia College has made the offense put up 27 points in 20 minutes here in Division II basketball. That will never cut it.
Nope. Bobcats need to find some answers when they get into the locker room and get ready for second half play. So the Bobcats trail by 15, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. We'll run through those first half numbers as you enjoy the Sassy Cats. is not here tonight. And maybe that's something GC just needs to put on the shelf for a little bit until they can get warmed up. Jordan Thomas struggling, 6 points, 2 for 6 from the floor overall, 0 for 1 in long range shooting. So the Bobcats leading scorer, just like all the Bobcats, having some difficulty against these Lander Bearcats as we get underway for second half. GC with the starters back out there. Rucker off the right side with Parks behind him. Up top, now back to Rucker, spins to the baseline, goes underneath the basket. Had the foot in the lane, no whistle. And he accepts the ball again and rolls it up and scores.
Wow. Elite footwork. He's a smooth, fluid type player, so he's very agile, does a good job turning and flipping his back from being back to the basket in the post to squaring up and getting a good shot off.
GC facing pressure now. Wesley Simpson will get it across midcourt on the dribble. They have led by as many as 20 a couple of times in this ball game, and it's a 17-point cushion now. Parks catches against Rucker. Floats it up there, missed it short, got the offensive rebound, tests the air in the ball. It's knocked away from him. Bobcats still with a chance. And then Cave had it poked out of bounds into the Bobcat bench.
Well, Scott, I don't know if you saw, but one of the fans during halftime hit a half-court shot, so he's carrying a TV up in the stands now.
Congratulations to him as we had the half-court shootout. All the folks that had qualified throughout the course of the season in the home games got a chance to shoot. Everybody got a couple of shots. And Bailey did a good job of directing traffic down there. The turnover gives the ball back to GC.
The percentage on the half-court shots might be higher than Georgia College's three-point percentage today.
Ouch. Sometimes you got to tell it like it is, huh? And that's the way it is today.
I guess so.
Wow. Jordan Thomas comes around the screen. Brandon Thomas straightaway three. In and out, no good. There's another miss. And it's tipped out of bounds. Still belongs to the Bobcats. Just an ugly night all up and down for anybody wearing blue and green on both contests here. Now it's confab among the three officials. Bruce Benedict leading the crew. Coleman missing, battling, getting the rebound.
This is really good defense from Lander. We have not seen many, if any, defenses that are this tight.
They give up an average of 77 points a contest, and they've just put clamps on the Bobcats tonight. Lob it for Koneman again. Back outside, Cave, that won't go, that won't count.
Finally make one.
Yeah, finally get a three-pointer to fall, and it's a shot clock violation. Just worked the ball around too much.
So tight inside, partially because Georgia College has not been a threat from three today, and it's really tough to deal with.
Alston back up top to Spivery. He'll slow it down. Bounce pass off now to Robinson. Rucker spins to the basket, works into the paint, puts it up. It's a basket, and it's a foul.
Did you see that, Scott? When they threw the ball into the post, he caught it in one hand.
Yeah.
And then turned. That was slick.
And then made that turn so quickly. That's a foul on Thomas. It's 2 on him.
Well, Rucker's one of those posts that has become fairly rare in today's game of basketball that's very good with his back to the basket. He'll make you work on him.
Yeah, they don't play with their back to the basket much anymore. You're right. Left corner, Cave fumbles and recovers. Shot clock at 7. JT got away from one man, put up another one, put an air ball up there. That was about a step or two closer than he was on Saturday for the game winner. and unable to connect that time.
Well, we're 3 minutes into the half, and Georgia College has yet to score.
Fortunately, they've only put up 4 points. And the pickoff by Koneman. JT rises and missed the 3. And Berrien says it's my ball. Gets it off to Spivey, right side. Splashing it down, Sydney Robinson.
Well, I talked about Georgia College in our halftime show not being able to sustain a run to begin this half, and Lander's gone on a run, so we'll see. It's a 22-point game here, though. It's a lot of ground to have to make up.
Biggest advantage of the night for the Bearcats. Koneman knocks a triple down finally.
Beautiful. Took 3.5 minutes, but Koneman lines it up and does what really he does best. That three-pointer might be the strength of his game.
Alston to a match and can't do it. Koneman with a rebound. And a foul call on Wesley Simpson's drive to the south basket.
Simpson got in there incredibly quickly. Looks like he might have banged his left knee, but I think he's okay. Got in there so quickly, they had to foul him if they didn't want him to just have the open layup.
Had that layup possibility. Alston with his second personal foul. Deckard in for Cave for the Bobcats backcourt. Wes Simpson puts both free throws down. Gives him 9 points for the contest. Quickly, they get it ahead. Going to take it to the 10, and Koneman maybe got a fingernail on it. We rush it ahead. Brandon Thomas's 3 is short. We crash the boards and then crash the deck, and Deckard will be called for the foul. Or is that Koneman? I'm sorry, it's Koneman. And our under 16 timeout, and the Bobcats are trailing by 17 points. We'll come back in just a bit here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Final home game of the regular season for the Bobcat men. They'll wrap things up at Augusta on Saturday in a 3:30 tip-off. This Lander squad will be at USC Aiken. Right now, those two teams are tied for third place in the Peach Belt. Aiken was just dominating folks early on. Pembroke was hanging in there, and now they got the lead in the conference, heading to the final week of the regular season. Moore had checked in during the timeout. He's got it, works it to Robinson, back up straight away to Berrien. Turn around jumper good over Brandon Thomas. That was pretty.
Fantastic move. Falling away, something you'd get from like a Dirk Nowitzki type thing almost.
Koneman for a 3 ball. Missed it long. Simpson with a follow-up. Got the offensive rebound and the stick back.
Early on, Georgia College rebounding-wise was not in good shape. Wesley Simpson has helped with the rebounding a good bit.
First man to get to double figures for the Bobcats as he matches the point total he had back in January against these Bearcats with 11. Free throw line jumper, nothing but net for Sidney Robinson. He is a pure shooter, isn't he?
Oh, man, he really is. But back to Simpson. He's done all the little things right today. He's been one of the few guys who's really done and made the winning plays today.
Foul charge to Brevard. That's 2 on him. Second team foul in the half on Lander. Wesley will step out. A.J. James comes on.
For Robinson, who made that last shot, on the scouting report, all caps, it says deadly pull-up. Don't let him shoot.
Cave from way downtown misses it. We still had 17 on the shot clock.
It's too early for that type of shot.
They drop it off for Moore. He scores over Koneman. And they'll lead to 21 now.
Well, they've done it before.
Got to get going, though. And they'll lose the basketball this time. Throw it on the sideline.
Right. Yeah, 34 points in 26 minutes is kind of ridiculously ineffective offensively, right?
Yeah,
it's just
in this day and age. And it's not the matter of fact that the Bearcats playing that great of a defense. They are doing a good job packing it inside. It's just Georgia College can't shoot a lick tonight.
sometimes just have those days.
Yep.
And unfortunately, it's your season finale when you have it today.
Sloan in for Koneman now as Cave is fouled. And that is Berrien's third personal foul. And puts Justin at the free throw line for a pair. He had 17 points against the Bearcats with a rebound and 3 assists back in January. Bobcats shot 41% against the Bearcats in the first matchup, and they are not even sniffing that right now. James out, Simpson back in, as Justin will try to drop in another free throw, which he does, and that's 6 points now for Justin Cave.
Cave's been okay, but it's not been a good day for him.
They beat us on the press, roll it up by Robinson.
Well, part of what's done it to me is Jordan Thomas only having 6 points and 2 fouls on the day. There's no way Georgia College can win without him putting up 15, 20.
As he just drops one in there.
Maybe
He's
I said
listening.
it at the right time. It's just, this team has a hard time operating offensively when JT's not helping to create and open everything up for the team.
Foul on Justin Cave right at midcourt. Not a smart foul there, as he and Deckard were trying to combine for a strip. Second foul on Justin, second team foul on the Bobcats this half. Moore got a handoff and then returned the favor to Spivery. He'll catch on the wing against the Bobcat zone. Rucker back at the free throw line. His jumper's too strong, and a rebound by Sloan. Cave pushes it off to Deckard. Left corner three. Nope. Rebound into the hands now of GC, and there's Jordan. He got set and was able to fire it over Robinson. Starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, it's huge, and Georgia College will start to heat up as JT does as well. Look for them to go on a run here. This is a huge turning point in the game.
They just stole it away. Simpson ahead to JT, open for three. Didn't go, but Simpson with a rebound offensively. He'll put it up and score. Bobcats with the rally.
There's the dynamic backcourt duo going at it between Simpson and Thomas, and that could be enough for Georgia College to put it away if those two keep playing at a high level for the next 10, 12 minutes here.
Lander got hemmed in on the sideline right at midcourt. There were like basically 4 defenders there with 2 Bobcats and the midcourt line and the sideline. So Coach Richards uses a timeout. He'll have 2 left. Of course, Gaines used 3 timeouts, bang, 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 just about in that first half when the Bobcats were struggling there defensively. And a full timeout will allow the cheerleaders to do their thing at midcourt. We appreciate you being with us all season long on YouTube And thanks to Thompson and everybody involved in the broadcast. Hope you've enjoyed them, as this will put the wraps on the home portion of the season. Bobcats have qualified for the quarterfinals, which will be a week from tonight. Right now they're sitting in 6th place. They would be at the number 3 team in the conference. And that would be either Lander again or USC Aiken. Spivery back across near side to Brevard. Back to Spivery against the Bobcat zone. They'll feed it into Rucker. Spins and got tied up. Look at Crawford sneaking in there. In the land of giants, Richard Crawford at 5'11". Unfortunately, Lander will still have possession, but only 7 on the shot clock.
That's the second time that Crawford's done that today, sneaking up from behind and grabbing the ball for a jump ball.
Rucker just didn't think there was anybody in white behind him.
He's got a really good IQ, especially for a freshman.
And there's a foul on JT. Yeah, he thought he got all ball. That's 3 on Jordan Thomas. And team foul number 3 on the Cats.
I thought he had all ball on that one, but apparently not.
I think the follow-through got him.
That's what I was going to say. It was the follow-through.
And so it will be Spivery to the line, 75.5% on the season for him. He's their leader in minutes played. They play a lot of folks. Averages 28 minutes a ball game.
Yeah, they had 9 players score in that first half. I thought that was very impressive and a showcase of their depth and why they're at the top of the conference.
12 minutes to go. GC down by 16. Cave back outside. Wesley for 3. Comes up short. Slow roll offensive rebound. Here's Crawford's triple. It won't fall. Out of bounds to Georgia College. Those free throws stopped a 7-0 run by Georgia College. And we've got our under 12 timeout now. 59-43. GC down by 16, trying to mount a comeback when we return on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Bobcats ball as we get back to play, trailing by 16. Wesley Simpson looks to trigger it, gets it into Cave. Justin gets around more, drops it down to Wes, and an easy 2.
Simpson has been really good down low today. He's gotten almost all of his points inside 5 feet.
15 points now for Wesley. And that will put him 5 points above his season average. Again, your point guard has been changed to a small forward inside there at all 6'1" of him. They drive. Brevard has the ball knocked out of bounds off the Bearcats. So Georgia College gets it back again. Trying to just keep on chipping here. They will put Alston back in for Brevard.
Check out this lineup for Georgia College. Jordan Thomas, 6'1". Wesley Simpson, 6'1". Crawford's 5'11". Justin Cave, 6'1". And then Sloan is 6'7".
Wow.
So everybody's 6'1" and under except for your center.
And GC just turned the ball over again. Bobcats have done a very, very good job of holding on to it.
It's a matchup down low. Simpson on number 10, Moore. That's an interesting one.
Yes, it is. And Moore just fumbled it out of bounds. Sloan with some pressure there.
Yeah. Good defense from the freshman.
Ball handlers in, trying to break the press, get it ahead this time. Into the forecourt. 3 ball by Justin is short. And they use their length and arms to reach up and grab it. Rucker down the middle of the lane, missed it. And Sloan cradles it. Bobcats want to run. Here's Wesley, 2 more.
Well, Georgia College wanted to run today coming in. They knew they could, and they thought they'd be successful. They didn't run early on, but running there helped.
Robinson misses, and a foul on GC. That'll be on Wesley. His first foul of the night. And team foul number 4 on the Bobcats. Bobcats were trying to get it under double-digit deficit. Sidney Robinson will try to build it up to a 14-point lead.
Georgia College has been entering a dangerous area here, trying to get into threatening range, striking range here.
That was one thing that Coach Gaines said in our pregame, that they did not push the ball against Lander, and they wanted to push it here tonight. And we haven't seen a whole lot of that, like you mentioned.
Well, I think going down early kind of changes your game plan. You might have to throw certain pieces out that you didn't want to coming in. They went down huge early. It was, what, 31-11?
Yep. Just no offense for a whole lot of that first half. Brandon Thomas struggles to get that one. Halfway home in the second half. GC down by 13. Wesley back up top. Brandon for 3. Yes, sir.
Well, Thomas has been a little cold all night, knocking that one down. Georgia College is getting going here. They're heating up, and again, they've come back from bigger deficits. They were down 22. Now it's 10.
Moore off the mark, but then offensive rebound, and they'll keep it alive. Robinson for 3. It's no good. Sloan to the board. We fire ahead to Deckard. Left corner 3. It won't fall. Robinson came up on him in a hurry. He had to adjust. Here's Robinson again. Oh, there's a pancake. Yep, our double dribble. As Bruce Benedict whistles it on him, and a turnover by the Lander Bearcats. Brandon Thomas with that 3 ball, his 40th three-pointer made on the year. He had 9 against the Bearcats first go-round, and he's up to 5 points now. GC within 10, trying to get it down into single digits on this trip to the south end. Jordan Thomas into the right corner, back up top. Ball tipped out of bounds. It still belongs to GC.
This will be important here for Georgia College. You've got 13 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time to get a look that you want.
Wesley to trigger it. Gets it back again. He'll launch a long 3, and it's off the mark.
It's a great inbounds play. I like the creativity from Georgia College, dumping it back and letting Wesley step into a 3. It was close. It's almost a night and day difference here between first and second half.
On the left side, Berrien delivers it up top. Now to Robinson. Wrap-around pass off the right side. There's Moore down the lane, and they're going to call a foul underneath on Sloan. Austin's first personal, team foul number 5 on GC in the half. And that'll put Moore at the line. Led him in scoring and rebounding back in January when the two teams hooked up the first time, with 19 and 7 respectively. Couple of steals as well. The Pensacola, Florida native misses the first free throw. We'll try it one more time. Got that one to fall. And the lead back up to 11. Lander with some pressure. We throw over the top into the forecourt. Brandon Thomas. I don't know what that was all about, but he missed it really bad. Oh, he got tipped out of bounds. That's why he missed it badly. Thank you, sir. We'll take that.
Wish we could get a replay on that. I had thought, Austin Sloan pointed up. He wanted an alley-oop on the backside of the play. I wasn't sure if Brandon was going for that.
JT for three. Got it off the glass.
That's a huge shot from Thomas. Now 7-point game. This is manageable for Georgia College. And
I carried it. A little pancake action there.
Okay, here's the difference. The defense is turning into offense here for Georgia College. They've been making plays, rebounding better. That's turning into offense, and all of a sudden you find yourself down 22. Now it's a 7-point game.
GC will get Cave back in, and I think that's the only change for the Bobcats as Wesley Simpson has a seat. Jordan Thomas up to 15 points now with that 3 ball. Drives, gets it off to Brandon. Brandon got a hand check foul up top as Berrien reached back and got his 4th foul. And we're under 8 minutes to go. Right back in it on the Bobcats, trailing by 8, and we'll return after this timeout. You're on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Well, you get a few highlights there of the comeback by the Bobcats here.
Yeah, no doubt. For Georgia College, it's been a huge swing. They've taken advantage of the fact that Lander came out hot, a little bit hot, and then they've completely cooled off now. Lander has stalled offensively. They're rushing. They're not taking their time in the half court. And Georgia College has dictated for the past 5 or so minutes exactly how they want this game to be played.
Justin Cave back in. That was a very brief respite for him. Sloan back to Justin. Got to get some movement here. Deckard back to Sloan. Sloan going to take a long 2, and he nailed it. Oh, I didn't know he had that range.
Yeah, Sloan is not much of a shooter, but he's able to get it done when you ask him every once in a while. And it's a great shot from Austin, a baseline jumper.
Down to 6. Need another stop. They go baseline, have to bring it up. Now back up top, straightaway 3, nothing but net for Alston.
We knew a team that shoots this well is going to have to answer sometime, so Lander's not going away. There's no doubt about that.
Their leader in 3-pointers made just dropped one in. Pushes the lead to 9, out of bounds off Moore. They will get Brevard back in. He'll pick up Spivery. And GC will return Wesley Simpson to the action as Sloan steps out. So we're going really small now.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Justin at 6'2", maybe the tallest guy out there. Well, Austin Deckard stands 6'3", so that's it. Not much size.
Not any, really.
Nice drive to the hole, laying it in. Brandon Thomas. He's at 6'3", too.
Brandon Thomas is a guy that makes those plays that are next level type plays. That's one of them right there. It's the second or third of the game. It's been a great flash.
Got it down to Rucker. Rucker contested by Simpson. Ball loose on the deck, still diving for it. held ball, and the arrow favors Georgia College.
Well, how about the heart of Wesley Simpson getting in there and blocking a 6'7" center? There's your point guard.
Yep. Going up against a guy a half foot taller.
It's normal for him, too. That's the crazy part. We've been saying it all year. He out-rebounds everybody. He'll block a 6'7" post. I mean, he's done more in the post than anybody today for Georgia College. He's been really good down there.
Cats within 7 with a chance to trim it even closer. Well, Wesley, I think, is probably 6'4" with the hairdo. Pull-up jumper, no. Rebound, and Moore used those long arms to grab it in. Oh, carried one more time. That is the second time that they have carried the basketball on the last 4 possessions. And Sloan will check in for offense. So we're playing a little offense-defense now.
I understand. It makes sense. I think for Sloan, as long as he's not in foul trouble, you just put him in and out of the game at will, and he'll be good for you.
Justin Cave missed it. Rebound by Brandon Thomas, and he got pushed. As soon as he corralled the rebound, he got shoved out of bounds.
That's huge. Now both teams are 2 fouls away from the bonus. For Thomas, he is such a good rebounder, again, because of his leaping ability, but also the way he tracks the ball. He finds it really well. Takes good angles as well.
Bobcats with a chance. Here's Brandon for 3. Bang! And the Bobcats are within 4.
Brandon Thomas has hit some big shots.
And a steal! And Jordan just got another one and another foul. Count the basket, and the Bobcats are within 2 points.
10 minutes ago, they were down 22.
Incredible. Incredible.
Well, we said they could do it. It would take a lot, but again, they've done it before. We'll see if they can pull it off again.
Can they be the comeback kids? There's still plenty of time left.
They're that type of team where sometimes this year it's just taken them so long to get going. They're in such a big hole, but they get so hot. They have a lot of talent on this team.
Cave comes up short, but there's Jordan with a rebound. Out to Brandon for 3. Yes, sir. And the Bobcats lead at 65-64.
Incredible. Brandon Thomas has come alive in the past 5 minutes of play.
18 points, make it 13 points, I'm sorry, for Brandon Thomas. And as you said, most of them here in the last few minutes. Now the crowd's getting into it. They've been sitting on their hands for the most part tonight. 5.5 to go. Shot outside for 3 to answer. That is Justin Holiday, the senior from Marietta. Gets only his 8th three-pointer to fall and 18 tries on the whole year.
Lander cannot stop hitting threes today. They've been on fire all day, but Georgia College has the momentum here.
Cave into Simpson. Simpson shot up, no good. Missed it, puts it back and scores. And we are deadlocked. That was a pure desire play for Wesley Simpson.
He's got such great heart, great character on the floor.
Ball stripped out of bounds. Georgia College will get it again. A timeout instead, called by Lander. And that'll be the next to last timeout for Drew Richards. So it will be Lander's ball. I thought he had signaled it was out of bounds, but he signaled the timeout instead.
Yeah, Lander needs it now. You don't see momentum swing like it has today very often. This is special, what we have been witnessing here.
Well, I think in the last few minutes, it's the defense making the difference, turning the game from the defense into offense, making things happen on that end of the floor, and then the Bobcats shooting has finally shown up.
Both of these teams operate in that kind of fashion. They build off their defense, and when they're able to get stops on that side of the ball, they nail it on the offensive side.
22 on the shot clock for them. Alston looks to trigger and gets it in, and JT almost got a steal. Left side to Spivery. He'll pull it back out, reset their offense as they get down to 10 seconds. Spivery dishes it inside to Moorer. Moorer had it tipped out of bounds with 6 on the shot clock. Sure looked like he was in that lane a long time. Alston again to put it in play. Gets it in quickly, and they miss it, but a foul on Simpson. Easy shot for Berrien there, but it was spoiled by the foul on Wesley Simpson, his second. And that is the last to give before the bonus. So both teams will be in the bonus on the next foul with still 4:35 left.
I'm checking out these lineups here. For Georgia College, I don't think they've ever been this successful going small. They've a lot of times had success, but today their guards and wings have come to play in the second half. All of them are hot. They've got them all on the floor at the same time. I like the strategy from Coach Ganis.
Berrien got just about everything to help him on that free throw. He'll try it again. 79.5% at the line on the year for the junior from Augusta. And he'll plop that one down. The lead back to Lander.
Well, Lander has the coolest shoes of any team in the league. I guarantee you will not find a team with better shoes. That's what they've got going for him here.
JT out in midcourt. High posted to Sloan. Back to Brandon, and Brandon got hand check foul. And that will go against Alston, number 3 on him, and 7 team fouls now on Lander, but this is a shooting situation anyway. Robinson goes to the bench as Berrien, with his 4 fouls, comes back in. Well, they said it was 1-1. I thought he was in the act. But he will get 2 shots anyway, as BT comes up with 14 points now. And just missed that one. Rolled off. Had a chance to tie it, but came up inches short.
Yeah, I think the call was the check before he was able to gather to shoot.
Bounce pass, knocked away, and right in front of us, and they finally get it into Brevard. Brevard will dribble out of trouble. Resets the offense with 4 minutes to play. 1 point Lander lead, shot clock down to 6. 3-pointer on the way, popped out of there, and Justin Cave got a little tip from Simpson. Wesley rushes it to the south end. Now he'll pull it back out. GC with a chance to take just its 2nd lead of the game. Sloan hops out. 3rd lead, says the producer. Brandon to Wesley with 9. Step back 3, didn't go. Spivery gets an easy rebound. Lander with a chance to stretch out their advantage. They'll fly down the court and slow it down now as we approach 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, they're trying to regain control of the game. Georgia College has their footprint all over it right now.
Spivery inside. They drop it back to Moorer. Moorer bangs his way in there, puts it up and missed it, and Justin Cave got the rebound for the Bobcats. Quickly ahead to Sloan, but it's picked off by Moorer. He anticipated that long down court pass.
Simpson making the rare bad decision. Almost never turns it over.
Alston, left side now to Brevard. Back up top. It's Spivery. Around the right perimeter, ball knocked away, and Sloan strips it out of there and gathers it. Again, a chance for the Cats to take the lead. JT gonna take it all the way in. Nobody stopped him, and he scored.
Took on the whole team. There were 4 guys in the lane, just went straight through all of them. Now Georgia College in their press here. It's a good look for them. They have a very high energy full court press.
They throw it into Moore. He missed it. He got his own miss. Sticks it up, scores, and is fouled. Oh, you'd almost wish he had scored the first time rather than get the foul and a chance for a three-point play. And that is 3 fouls on Wesley Simpson. And before the follow-up free throw, it's our under 4 timeout with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. So 71-70 your score as Georgia College rallied from a 23-point deficit to take the lead twice, giving it back up now. But the worst it's going to be is a 2-point deficit with a free throw.
It's wild how this game has turned out, Scott. I mean, it's turned and twisted and gone every which way that you could ever expect here. Georgia College has the momentum. Lander right now is just trying to work through the basics on the offensive side, make sure they get things right. For GC, it's important to make every possession count. You want to get inside and find your best player, Jordan Thomas, or the hot hand, a guy like Wesley Simpson today. Make sure they're getting the shots in key moments. Remember what got you here.
Here comes that impressive play by JT as he just threaded it right through everybody on the Lander side of the floor.
It's good recognition by Thomas on that play to realize where his defenders were and that he could slip right through him using his excellent speed.
It's Moore at the line to try and follow up the basket. Both teams over the limit now with 7 team fouls here in the second half. Moore accepts the basketball. The junior puts it up and missed it. And GC taps the rebound into the hands of Justin Cave.
Well, in their last comeback attempt on Saturday, Georgia College was able to do it because their opposition missed free throws. That's been happening here.
Deckard came in during the timeout. He delivers it up. Now right side to JT. Jordan back in the right corner. Here's Justin Cave. His 3-ball missed the mark.
Well, Cave's got to make him pay for leaving him open in the corner.
Yeah, he had maybe too much time to think about it.
I don't think his feet were quite set there. I don't know if it's just my angle or what. He didn't look really set.
Under a minute and a half. Lander with the lead in the ball. They go right side to Moore. Moore underneath the basket. Did he walk? Or he stepped on the end line. Either way, it's a turnover, and the Bobcats get it back again.
Well, second game in a row where Georgia College is being given every chance to win. Look at how many possessions they're having here. Just down 1, under 2 minutes to play.
Got to take advantage of them. Open the door and then kick it in. Justin, left side, Brandon Thomas, 3-ball. Bang, another one.
Well, no matter what happens today, Brandon Thomas is probably a co-player of the game with Wesley Simpson, the way those two have been. Thomas has hit every big shot in the second half. Simpson's done every little thing right, barring one turnover here in the second half of play.
Near steal by JT. Robinson back up top, burying 3, splashed it straight away. Oh my. And Coach Drew Richards is going to use his last timeout with 38.8 seconds left. And Lander with a 1-point lead. Man, that took some heart to take that shot, or cojones, or whatever you want to call it.
Sure. Yeah, on that end for Georgia College, Thomas has stepped up under pressure today. Now Berrien for Lander has been solid. He's knocked down, I think, 3 threes on his way to 9 points. He's played his role very well as the shooter in the starting lineup on the wing. Got about 13 points per game, so Georgia College holding him under that. The second half has been just dramatically different in terms of defense. They allowed 42 points in the first half here. The second half only allowing 32 to this point. And we're almost through with only 38.8 seconds left.
And on the other side, the Bobcats with a good rally. Picking up 46 points here in second half play. And just a 1-point ball game. Again, no timeouts remaining for Lander, 1 for Georgia College. The possession arrow favors Lander if there is a held ball. Cave, Jordan Thomas, Wesley Simpson, Austin Deckard and Brandon Thomas on the floor. And we inbound to Deckard. Had to hustle all the way to the north end to help out against the press.
I know it's a bold move to go small, but Coach Gaines has nailed it with this lineup out here today.
JT works it in the right corner, back up top to Brandon Thomas. 14 to shoot, 20 seconds to play. Justin Cave spinning at the free throw line, dropped it away. Brandon for three, he got it again! And Mark Gaines uses his final timeout, and the Bobcats are
Up and down the floor.